I don't like fame anymore. I mean, I was comfortable with it when I was younger, and I would go to the opening of wallets, and it's different when you're young. I'm 57 now.
Music legend Elton John and Princess Diana have been known to share a close friendship during her lifetime. However, years after her tragic death, Elton John broke his silence about Princess Diana, and his words are unexpected and explosive as he unveils a hidden story that has been concealed for a long time. But why now? Why did Elton choose to break his silence, and what did he have to say? Join us as we uncover Elton John's explosive words on the beloved Princess Diana. Elton John breaks his silence on Princess Diana. Elton John and Princess Diana's friendship was a rare friendship that faced continuous scrutiny from the public and the royal family. 25 years after the death of the beloved Princess of Wales, Diana. The crocodile rock musician Elton John shared a heartfelt message in her memory. "You will always be missed," Elton John posted on his Instagram alongside a picture of himself with Diana in a Christmas setting, both smiling with wide grins. This showed the depth of their relationship and the deep connection they shared even after 25 years. When others like the royal family failed to remember the late Princess of Wales, Elton John's enduring love for Diana was evident. She was dear to his heart, remembering all that they had shared even decades later. The post generated a lot of reactions on social media, with many remembering the beloved princess and the legacy she left behind. The princess's death was tragic and unexpected, dying in a car crash at age 36, along with her lover, Dodi Fayed. Diana's sudden death shook the world, including Elton John, her beloved friend. During her funeral, Elton performed an emotional song dedicated specially to her. The lyrics of his songs carried a sincere and deep meaning, revealing the depth of their friendship and love. Let's take a look at Elton John's song at Princess Diana's funeral. Elton John performed "Candles of the Wind" at the Princess Diana funeral. The song was originally written in 1973 as a tribute to Marilyn Monroe. However, in 1997, John Elton rewrote and re-recorded the song, renaming it "Goodbye England Rose," and specially dedicated it to Diana. Elton's lyrics of the first stanza read, "Goodbye England's rose, may you ever grow in our hearts. You were the grace that placed itself. Where lives were torn apart, you called out to our country, and you whispered to those in pain. Now you belong to heaven, and the stars spell out your name." The opening stanza of the song expresses Elton's heartbreak at the demise of his beloved friend. However, moments before the burial of Princess Diana, there was a little argument with John Elton's choice of song, and he almost didn't perform. Westminster Abbey initially anticipated Elton John would perform "Your Song" at the funeral of Diana, rather than "Goodbye England's Rose," his reworking of "Candle in the Wind." The early draft of the order of Princess Diana's service included the lyrics of "Your Song," although it was mistakenly mistitled "Our Song." However, a second draft was sent for approval to Buckingham Palace by Dr. Wesley Carr, the Dean of Westminster Abbey, who substituted it with "Candle in the Wind." To support Elton John's choice of song, Dr. Wesley Carr noted in the draft that Elton's song was to be included as it was "something of the modern world," and this represented Princess Diana during her lifetime, as she was an embodiment of classic and contemporary values. He also stated that a song by Elton John, a favorite of Diana and popular culture, would be better than anything classical or choral, even a popular classic such as a song by Andrew Lloyd Webber. The Dean also suggested that if Buckingham Palace thought that the words of John Elton were too sentimental, the song then didn't have to be printed. Interestingly, John Elton's song was included, and it was one of the defining moments during the funeral. Elton John sang with a raw passion and grief, and his performance struck a chord with millions. Over 2 billion people watched the funeral on television and saw John's face racked with grief. This became a conduit for the nation's emotion, moving people to tears with his song. Even among the 2,000 attendees at Westminster Abbey, there was hardly a dry eye when Elton sang, "Now you belong to heaven and the stars spell out your name." John Elton's song showed the close bond between him and Princess Diana. After the funeral, John described the experience as surreal. He said, what was going through his mind was, don't sing a wrong note. Be stoic. Don't break down and just do it the best you can do it, without showing any emotion whatsoever. John also admitted his heart was beating fast as he sang. John Elton's performance had a strong and overwhelming effect. Prince Harry later described the performance as an arrow piercing through his emotional defenses. Elton John's song for the late Princess Diana, renamed "Goodbye England Rose," was later produced in West London's Townhouse Studios with a blend of piano, string quartet, an oboist, and vocals by Elton John. On September 13, 1997, exactly a week after Diana's funeral, "Goodbye, England's Rose" was released, with another Elton John song, "Something About the Way You Look Tonight." However, "Goodbye, England Rose" outperformed and broke sales. On the first day, it sold 658,000 units. 1 week later, 1.5 million units were sold, and it hit 3 million units of sales in 15 days. In the US, sales eventually totaled 11 million copies, while in Germany, 4.75 million copies were sold. The song became an international bestseller, staying at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 for 14 weeks. It was also one of just 3 singles in chart history to spend its first 14 weeks at #1. However, John wasn't happy with the song's success. In his own words, he said, "Why would anyone want to listen to it? It seemed unhealthy to me, morbid and unnatural. I didn't think it was what Diana would have wanted." Interestingly, Elton John never performed "Goodbye England Rose" again after Diana's funeral, not even at the all-star concert for Diana at Wembley Stadium on July 1, 2007. In concerts, Elton always sang the original "Candle of the Wind," written as a tribute to Marilyn Monroe, while "Goodbye England Rose" is specially dedicated to Diana. Meanwhile, over 33 million units of "Goodbye England." Rose sold worldwide, making it one of the best-selling singles of all time. It also remains the only single to ever be certified diamond in the US, in recognition of sales exceeding 10 million copies, and the highest-selling single in the UK. This song also brought Elton a Grammy for Best Male Pop Vocal Performance. With all the success and wins of the song, John Elton John ensured that all the sales proceeds from the song went to charitable causes that were close to Diana's heart. But that's not all, as John established the Princess of Wales Memorial Fund in honor of Princess Diana. This raised a total of 138 million British pounds before closing 15 years later in 2012. 38 million pounds was also obtained from the sale of "Goodnight England Rose." John Elton's friendship with Princess Diana has been one which has always been talked about, from his performance at her funeral to his remembrance of her legacy even after decades. This raises a question about the kind of relationship Princess Diana and John Elton shared. Stay tuned as we explore their shared relationship. Princess Diana and Elton John fallout. Princess Diana and music icon Elton John's friendship blossomed over the years. However, just a few months before her death, Princess Diana and John Elton had a public fallout. But what could have caused this? In 1997, Elton John wrote a coffee table book titled Rock and Royalty, created by their friend Gianni Versace. Diana was expected to write the foreword of the book, as she had promised to write the foreword and attend the launch of the book, which was a fundraising dinner for Elton's AIDS Foundation in February 1997. However, the princess didn't fulfill her words. After over $400,000 worth of tickets had been sold for the event, a lot of people wanted to see Princess Diana. Suddenly, the princess backed out after seeing the advanced copy of the book. She said she wasn't going to attend the event and she wasn't going to write the foreword. This was shocking news to John Elton, as the book launch was just a few days away. Why did she have to back out now? Let's find out. After receiving the advanced copy of the book, Princess Diana was horrified by its content. She was horrified to see the photos of the British royal family, including Queen Elizabeth II, and one of Diana and her sons, Prince William and Prince Harry, juxtaposed alongside photos of semi-nude male models, naked guys with towels draped around them. While Diana was aware of it being artistic, she was also aware that it would not appeal to the more old-fashioned sensibilities of Prince Charles or his mother. Diana didn't want to offend the royal family, so she backed out from being a part of it, claiming she had no prior knowledge of the book's contents. However, Elton John disagreed with her, insisting that Gianni Versace had shown her the whole book and that she loved it. So he was surprised with her decision to back out. Confused and disappointed, Elton reached out to the princess to try to straighten things out. He wrote to her and called her out, explaining how much money she had cost the AIDS Foundation. But the princess ignored his calls. Instead, she wrote him a letter. According to John Elton, the letter was formal and severe, as it began with, "Dear Mr. John." The princess referred to John Elton as Mr. John. This cold response deeply hurt John, who considered the princess a close friend for years. John, however, noticed that something was wrong with the princess's response. He said it seemed like she was losing touch with her close friends and surrounding herself with people who told her what she wanted to hear. Despite John's attempt to reach the princess, she ignored his calls and didn't show up for the book launch. This caused a rift between Princess Diana and John Elton, and marked the fallout in their friendship. But Elton John still launched his book and donated the royalty to his AIDS Foundation. A few months later, an unexpected event happened that fixed their relationship. Gianni Versace, their mutual friend and popular designer, was murdered in front of his Miami Beach home on July 15, 1997. This shocking news made Diana call Elton for the first time in months. This led to their reconciliation as they grieved over Gianni Versace, their very close friend. A week later, John and Diana sat near each other at Versace's funeral. Diana was composed during the funeral. While John broke down in tears, Princess Diana comforted him as she placed her arms around him to comfort him. John described the princess as a caring and calm person during Versace's funeral. But little did he know that this was likely to be the last time he'd see her. 6 weeks later, John Elton received news that Diana had tragically died in a car crash. This was heartbreaking for John, as he couldn't believe his dear friend was gone. And so at the funeral, he gave his all, channeling his grief into singing "Goodnight England Rose" as he mourned the loss of his beloved friend, Princess Diana. Even after Diana's death, Elton continued to keep a close relationship with Diana's children. In 2007, Prince William and Prince Harry organized a concert in Diana's honor on the 1st of July, which would have been her 46th birthday. Lots of the world's famous entertainers were featured in the concert, including John Elton. Interestingly, Prince Harry asked Elton John to perform "Goodnight England Rose," but Elton declined, saying he felt it would be macabre. Instead, he performed "Your Song" and was joined on stage by Prince Harry and Williams. Elton also shares a special bond with Prince Harry, who's following in his mother's humanitarian footsteps. Prince Harry teamed up with Elton John on a new campaign in the global fight against HIV. In July 2018, Prince Harry invited Elton to sing at his wedding to Meghan Markle. This showed the relationship between them. John Elton was also present during Prince William's wedding and had also publicly defended Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, especially when they faced criticism for using a private plane. To this day, Elton John still holds Princess Diana's memory dear to his heart, and he still misses her dearly. What do you think about Elton John's words on Princess Diana's? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the following video shown on your screen. You will enjoy it.